Hi, it's me again. I've finished another book, so I thought I'd tell you about it. It's Touching from a Distance by Deborah Curtis. Do you know, this is the first time that I think I have ever read a biography. It's just, I don't do biographies, my husband does, but I don't. I prefer fiction rather than real life. Is that a bit odd? Um, it's a charity shop book, and the reason that it came into my charity shop haul was that my husband picked it up. So I thought, well, yeah, I'll try something different for a change. I'll read a book that's about a real person. Um, I wasn't into. I can't say that I was really into Joy Division back in the day. It's a band that I never really took a lot of notice of. And this is the story of the lead singer, Ian Curtis, who sadly committed suicide in May 1980 when he was 23. And it's written by his wife Deborah, 15 years after Ian Curtis's death. And in the introduction, somebody says, where it is right, yeah, I applaud Deborah Curtis's courage in writing this book and believe it will help to heal this 15-year-old wound. I'm not sure that I don't know whether I thought it did. I think there is still a lot of sadness there, and almost bitterness. She describes her life with Ian, from meeting him, marriage, having their daughter, and he seems right from the very beginning. In my opinion, a troubled soul. He had this wish to die young, like some of his heroes, like sort of the Kurt Cobains. And that was something he talked about when he was a teenager. She describes a life with him, and some of the things she writes about their life, I think, well, I don't think I'd have stayed with him if life wasn't easy, and he didn't seem to be an easy character to live with, and maybe that was a sign of my weakness, but it's not. I would have walked away a long time ago. But she stuck with him. They got married. They walked. So that they sort of she was with the band as it started as Warsaw and then carried on to be Joy Division. She was with them when they were right at the very bottom, moving upwards and trying to get noticed, get the record deals that everybody wanted at that time. During that time, he was diagnosed with epilepsy, which added another layer. And during that time, he had an affair. So he wasn't an easy guy to live with. But you got the feeling. You get the feeling when she's writing that he's almost he's somebody you want to look after, to sort of take under your wing. I don't know. I think that there is a lot there that she's still trying to come to terms with. And it would be interesting to read a biography written by somebody else to get a different perspective. Joy Division's music, it was gritty, it was hard, he was almost depressive. And this book also gives you all the lyrics of all the songs, even the ones that didn't make it onto the albums. And The one that struck me was In a Lonely Place, and this was on the last album. The one that that was sort of around his death, and the one that his band members said, well, you know, they never actually listened. One of the band members said they never actually listened to the words. If they'd have listened to the words, they might have realised that he was in a bad place. Caressing the marble and stone, love that was special for one. The waste in the fever I heat, how I wish you were here with me now. Body that curls in and dies and shares that awful daylight, warm like a dog round your feet, how I wish you were here with me now. Hangman looks round as he waits, cord stretches tight, then it breaks. Some day we will die in your dreams, how I wish we were here with you now. That was very poignant. It's an interesting read. It's a bio, you know, for a first dipping into the waters of biography. I found it a good one to start with. So, you know, on my book hauls in future, I'll probably go and buy a few more biographies. He was an interesting character, and I think I'm now going to try and find a biography written by somebody else and get a different perspective. Someone who maybe knew him but not as intimately as his wife. That's a sad stupid thing to say, really, you know what I mean. Because I'm sure that they will have a different perspective on things. So yeah, that was my thoughts on Touching from a Distance, the biography of Ian Curtis by his wife Deborah. So, it's not a very cheerful read, this one. I feel that I'm not upbeat like I normally am. Anyway, so I will leave you this one, and I will go off and read something else. The next on my list is Kate Moss, The Taxidermist's Daughter. I think that's the one I picked up now. That's the one on my bookshelf at the moment. So I will come back to you when I've read that one. So see you later. Take care. Bye.